This is hashtag The Drop, where each and every week we're going to bring you an exciting, engaging, relevant word that's going to help you get through the rest of the week. And we're going to do it in under 3 minutes. You ready? Let's go. In John chapter 15, verses 1 through 2, Jesus tells us this. He says, I am the true grapevine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch of mine that doesn't produce fruit, and he prunes the branches that do bear fruit so that they will produce even more. The title of today's drop is Pruned But Not Destroyed. I've never really been into gardening. It's just not my thing. But what I do know about people who garden is that in order for them to have a beautiful garden, they have to own a cutting tool called a gardening shear. The gardening shears are used to cut trees and plants in order for them to grow more fruit in the next season. In this passage, we see where Jesus tells us that those branches that are connected to him that produce fruit will be pruned so that they can in the future produce even more fruit. So in essence, Jesus is telling us in order for us to produce more fruit in the next season, we must first be cut in this season. Now, I don't know about you, but being cut never feels good, but it's necessary for our growth. I can remember having a boss one time that I felt like was out to get me. I mean, nothing I did in this guy's sight was right. I can remember him working behind the scenes to do everything he possibly could to make my life miserable. And miserable it was. What neither of us knew at the time was that behind the scenes, God was orchestrating a promotion. After several months of being cut, my boss thought that I was destroyed. But higher up saw fit to move me into a new position that was virtually a promotion. It came with higher pay. It came with higher responsibilities. It gave me more opportunity than I had ever had in the previous season of my career. You see, being cut by God was simply a setup for me moving to the place where God ultimately wanted me to be. I wonder how many of us out there are holding back and not allowing ourselves to be pruned because we don't want to feel the pain, when in actuality God is wanting to use that thing to set us up for the place where he ultimately wants us to go. You see, if I wasn't cut, I wouldn't have been prepared for the next season of life. See, being cut oftentimes prepares us for where it is God is taking us. And if we're not cut, then we won't produce the fruit necessary in order for us to walk into everything that God has for us. In T.D. Jakes' book, Crushed, he talks about the fact that a cutting tool in the hands of a criminal can be used to destroy. But that same cutting tool in the hands of the master is used to prune. One takes you out, whereas the other takes you up. So I want to take a moment to encourage someone right now who is struggling with being cut in life. I know it hurts. I know it doesn't feel good. I know that you wish the pain would end. But hold on, because I'm telling you that your God is sending a promotion your way. There are things that he's wanting to do in your life that he can't do unless you're first cut in this season. Your next season is going to be so much greater than your last season, but allow the master to do his work in your life. There are places that God is calling you to go that you cannot walk into unless you're first pruned. There are positions that God is wanting you to step into that you can't step into unless you're first pruned. There are doors that God is wanting to open in your life that cannot be unlocked until you are first pruned. So allow the master to do his work. Allow him to do his cutting work. It never feels comfortable. It never feels good, but it is God's plan for promotion in your life. Allow yourself to be pruned and watch what God does. And I'll leave you with this today. I wonder how much further ahead in life we'd be if we just allowed ourselves to fall in love with the process. Allowed ourselves to fall in love with the process of being cut, being pruned, being comfortable with being uncomfortable, being okay with God doing things the way that he chooses. I know it doesn't feel good, but you're being pruned, not destroyed. We really hope that you enjoyed today's message. Our prayer for you would be that you would engage with us in one of three ways. Number one, we launch our physical location on January 24th, 2021. And so we know that the only way we're going to be effective as a church is if we have an army of believers all across our nation praying for God's provision over His church. We ask that you would pray for us. Number two, we ask that you head on over to our website and that you would give, whether it's $5, $10, $100, whatever the Lord lays on your heart. All of the monies that are given are going to go towards the work of the ministry. And number three, if you live in St. Lucie County or surrounding areas and you're not currently connected to a local church, we'd love for you to come and join our church, Expansion Church. You can head on over to our website, www.expansion.church, to sign up today. Hey family, we'll see you next week. Take care.